This is Dr. Gary Kellner, and I would like to welcome you to Fair Game. Yesterday, military forces of the State of Israel and the United States launched a series of airstrikes against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Within a few hours after the commencement of hostilities, Israel announced that the supreme leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Khamenei, had been killed. That does not mean that these hostilities are over. There are those in Washington who have argued for regime change for quite a long time. And it would be hard to disagree with them. This is a rogue regime. This is a regime that has routinely imprisoned, tortured, and murdered its own people. No one knows how many tens of thousands of Iranians have been murdered by their own government in the last 47 years. I don't think anyone is going to stand on behalf of Iran unless it's Vladimir Putin of Russia or President Xi of China or that wonderful democratic leader of India, President Modi. But outside the usual suspects, the vast majority of the people of the world would love to see the Iranian people have the opportunity to breathe free air, to live under a government that works to their best interest, and not merely to sledgehammer them with an ideology from the 7th century. Regime change could be the best thing that ever happened in the last 47 years. But it's probably not as easy as taking out the Ayatollah and some of the members of his top leadership. Regime change certainly requires boots on the ground for an extended period of time. Now, we have talked often on this broadcast, and many other commentators have spoken about the groundswell of protest against the Ayatollah. But there are still millions of people who are committed to that regime. And you have a significant military force in the Revolutionary Guard that is certainly not going to be agreeable to having the United States install a new head of government. One can imagine something similar to what happened in Iraq after the war in 2004. One can imagine rival factions vying for control of the nation. One can imagine civil war. One can imagine closing the Straits of Hormuz. This one doesn't settle quickly. If it does, then we should all be profoundly grateful. But given the players, this is a government that has exported terror for 47 years. Most of the time, they would try to keep their own hands clean so that their enablers in Europe and in the Muslim world would continue to give them some support. But don't be mistaken. They financed Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and Yemen. Their fingerprints are on almost every terrorist act in the Middle East in the last 47 years. And the people who are committed to that aren't going away. The cautionary tale from Afghanistan and Iraq is this. It's hard to change 1,300 years of history. It's hard to change deeply rooted values. and culture. And the problem with the United States is that we have a lot of folks in Washington in both parties who have the attention span of a strobe light. And if we can't get this done in 30 days or 60 days, they will begin to call for disengagement. This is a situation where the United States is going to have a significant and long role. I'm not suggesting that the United States Army has to occupy Iran. It's very possible that members of groups in Iran can, with help, provide the stability. But that's a big F. We need to proceed with caution, with care. It is especially important now that the president reach out to the leadership of both parties, that he fully apprise congressional leadership of his objectives, help us understand the endgame. It is important that he work with the leadership of the Pentagon. Many of the people in the Pentagon have spent decades studying Iran, as is also the case in our intelligence community. This may sound too trite, and if it is, I apologize. But it has been said that if you have a big job, you need a big team. Iran's a big job. And the president is going to need all the help he can get if we're going to be successful in this. This is Dr. Gary Kellner, and this is Fair Game.